Hello crafty pals, Eileen here. Early in the morning, Monday morning, I'm full of energy. That won't last long. Ken's off walking Daisy the dog, so I thought I would pop on and show you how I created this card. This card has received a lot of attention on Facebook, Instagram and elsewhere, and I'd like to say a huge thank you to you for all your encouragement and likes and comments, etc. They really are very much appreciated. Now, so I'm going to get on and hurry up before they pop back and demand breakfast. Let's go. I've got a piece of A4 super smooth cream cardstock from Paper Mill Direct. You can use any super smooth card that you have, an A4 sheet, and I've folded it, creased it, and I've cut it to 14 centimetres in width by 20 centimetres in length. And now I'm going to use some Sweet Poppy stencil tape to create a border. You've seen me do this many times, I'm sure. But don't fall asleep, all right? Stretching it slightly so it finds its level and just pressing on the inside edge. I don't press too hard elsewhere, and it makes it easier to remove with less chance of you tearing your card. Just tucking the edges in because it's going now into my stamp press. I've got a sticky grid sheet there from Sizzix and a couple of magnets. Now the first stamp that I'm using is called the Fairy Crook from Lavinia Stamps, and I'm popping it more or less in the middle of that rectangle I've created and about a ½ centimetre up from the bottom, from the top of the bottom bit of tape. All right, so not too far down, not too far up your card. Here we go, that should do it. First fine clear Nocturne that I re-inked last night, this ink pad, so it's lovely and wet. Gentle tapping. Over we go, and I've got a Speedball Baron. Use any pressure tool that you have. I love this, I use it for my gel press work, which is what I originally bought it for, but it's good for this as well. One impression is enough. Just wipe the stamp over and remove. I need my magnets now. Flipping over my Misty, I'm using the reverse to hold my stencil in place. Now I need to be careful that this image, before I apply any more ink, is totally dry. Which it appears to be, yeah. Because sometimes when I place a dye ink over and the ink isn't dry, it will smear the image. So be careful with that. And I'm using Leaf Trails, which is a really pretty stencil from Lavinia. Popping it over. Stencil brush. Now I'm using Adirondack inks in denim. Not everyone's got these because they're a discontinued line. I do wish Ranger would bring them back. I just love the colours. But I have so many and I want to start using the colours more and every opportunity that I can. So any dark blue will do, but saying that, be easy on it. Don't be too heavy-handed with the blue. So I'm popping some down onto my Clarity blending mat, which is jolly useful. I'm not using so much copy paper now I've got this, so that saves the planet a bit. And with a very relaxed wrist action, very lightly, just kissing the top of that crook, fairy crook, and then down, very, very lightly, not pressing at all, just to cover and get a bit of the pattern of that beautiful stencil underneath. Let's have a look, see what I've done with that. Not bad at all. A little bit too much here, can sort that out though. First of all, wipe this before it goes all over my hand. I shall wash the stencil later. And then because it's a little bit darker here than I would like, if I show you, still got it all over me. If I show you the original, look, it's quite pale compared to this. So I've got this Tombow sand and rubber eraser, Tombow Mono sand and rubber eraser, 510A. There's a sand area this end for inks and a soft rubber area here for pencils. I'm actually going to use this very lightly and just take off some of that dark blue colour to make it paler. Now be aware that you're going to break fibres in your card when you do this. And if you apply inks over the top, they're going to be sucked into the broken fibres and they will be darker. So be careful when you use these erasers if you're inking over the top again. I'm not on that area anyway. So popping down again. Do I need this? No, I need to go back now to the other side of my Misty. There we go. Place it back in. Still got ink there a bit. Now that came from my hands. So let me see if I can get rid of that. You probably can't see it, but I can just see a whisper of blue ink there where it shouldn't be. And I want a clean brush just to get rid of it. Not all cardstock will like this sand eraser. So it's a question of trying it and seeing, you know, if you use one. Okay. So the next stamp that I'm going to use is Forest Leaf, I think this is. Yeah, Forest Leaf. And again, it's a Lavinia stamp. So I'm being guided by the top of this fairy crook and this squiggly bit at the top of the forest leaf. And I'm just going to pop it on and over a bit towards the right-hand side. So it's just on the card. So you just want it on the card and up a bit from the bottom. So that bottom leaf, right, now twist it just slightly. So the bottom leaf is twisted round slightly, keeping an eye on this bit. So the bottom leaf vein is going up the stem. Let me just, this sounds complicated and it isn't. Right, so I'm positioning this So this vein of this larger leaf is right in the middle of this stem, more or less, of the crook. All right, this is the crook. But that is still there in that area. I hope that makes sense, she says as she moves it all. So keeping an eye there and an eye there. So it's all on the card. And that should just be about it. Okay. Now all that fuss, and I'm going to say, if it's not quite right, don't worry about it. Oh, what am I like? Yeah, okay. So now I need two colours. I need Versafine Clear Twilight, and then I also need Versafine Clear Golden Meadow. And I'm going to start off with Golden Meadow over the top part. And then a bit of Twilight coming up from the bottom. It will mix, that's fine. And then I'm going back to the other one, and you might contaminate your pad a bit. I don't mind that, because I had too much of the blue creeping up. And let's see what that looks like. Over we go. That doesn't look too bad to me, but it could be a little darker. And as I've got it in a stamp press, I'm going to risk it. Okay, I'm going to risk making it a little darker, but not too much. If you're happy with just the one pressing and you feel safer, I'd leave it there. Oh yeah, I'm still good with that. Right, needs a bit of a dry now. So that's another layer. Just going to wipe my stamp. And then onto the next layer. I'm just getting my heat gun, won't be a moment. I think that I'm done there. I'll pop that out of the way. Yes, that doesn't look too bad at all. Put it back in. Oh, sorry. Before I do, you have to remove now some of the tape. So I'm going to remove that top edge carefully, and then I'm going to remove this side edge carefully, because my image now of the fairy is going out of the middle and over to the left. Can remove all of it actually, won't do it any harm. There we go. Oops. Yeah, it's trying to jump away from me. Right. Back goes my magnets, and onto the fairy, which is Rogue, I think this one's called, is it? Rogue? a bit of a weird name for fairy, isn't it? Am I saying that correctly? Someone will tell me. It will be, next time I see my friend, it will be, Eileen, you're such a plonker. That isn't the name of the fairy, but it's what it looks like to me. Right, okay. Yes. Maybe she's trying to beat the system. That would be good. Now, you've got to be careful how you lay this down as well. Be guided by the bottom. Fit it right on the middle of that. Fit it right there so that it joins up with the stem and the middle of the leaf, yeah? Okay. And then move it, keeping your eye on that. Move her over at an angle so that her hair is not anywhere encased in the fairy crook, and that her hand, which I'm looking at now, is away from that centre stem. Position is everything. So I've looked at her hair, that's fine. And now I'm looking at the hand, and it is away from that centre stem. So the stems join at the bottom and then leave each other as they move up, yeah? I bet you're thinking, oh, I wish I hadn't started this game now. Sorry. Okay. Now, if I don't get this right, I'm going to look a real idiot, so... So back to black, Black Nocturne. She's beautiful, this fairy, no matter what her name is. All right. And over. And that's fine, that's good, but I just want to darken her up. Now, why I'm so pernickety about where to position the stamp is that the idea of layers is to layer up, but make sure each image has its own identity and you can see it clearly. So that's why I get a bit fussy about it. And then over we go and down. Ken's just coming in the front door. He's got no idea I'm filming. Oh, she looks pretty cool to me. And then the final thing that I'm doing is to pop on the word from this set called Harmony, and I'm actually using the word harmony. So popping that on, and I'm just going to put it in there, like so. Move it over just a smidge. I want to get this straight. And then taking out, I'm filming Kendo, okay? Taking out the butterfly, sorry, not the butterfly, the fairy. Just going to pop that on there. Moving over just a little more with the word. And this is the last stamp. And there we go. Sorted. I will run this video back just to make sure that it's all okay, and then post it on YouTube and in Facebook as well. Got a bit of a mark there. Oh dear, more inky fingers. And you know what I'm like, can't bear them. So you've got to go too. Good stuff. Did you have a nice walk, Daisy? As if she's going to answer me. Okay. So here's one I did earlier. Well, in fact, actually Saturday. And there's the one today. They look pretty similar to me. Thank goodness for that. Okay. See you soon. Bye for now. Enjoy. Bye-bye.